Right, I'm Rob, but I actually back again for episode 3 with my good friend Jamie Ara. Together we're here to help you learn about a positive mindset. It's episode 3, it's all about learning to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Because I know I've been personally stuck in my life so many times, keep worrying about what I didn't want to happen, and then you forget about your journey where you're going to. I mean, Jamie, pass it over to you. I'm sure you've had things in your life, areas in your life, where you've gone through that same sort of experience.
Yeah, I mean, look, hopefully this can relate to the people behind the camera, but yeah, I mean, it's something that I've always sort of struggled with, and that's probably the main reason why I started working with you, wasn't it, Rob? You know, it's I lost that mindset, I lost that positive mindset, and the experience I had, I think it kind of happened when I was a Premier League football player. You know, and I kind of built my way up to the top, and then I lost that focus and I lost that mindset, and that's when things started to go bad for me. And the problem was that I couldn't find the way back, could I? You know, and I was looking, and the problem I kept looking at the past, and without seeing the future. That's something I always struggled with.
And I think what you were saying there is a great example. A Premiership player we've got sitting there. You know, that's the elite. That's the elite about all the football players. You know, to get to the Premier, you're in the elite category. That's like being a world championship boxer. But what happened with Jamie is, I remember us working together, and he had sort of that, I see like the penny drop, the light bulb moment when he realised that he visualised being at the top. You know, he see himself as a Premiership player, and when he got there, he never started focusing about what he wanted at the next level, because he wasn't doing it consciously, it was unconsciously. So he never see being, you know, the best player that ever, you know, best goal scorer for Tottenham, or playing for the England first team. And he started telling me about that's what he should have been doing. It's easy looking back, but at that time in your life, I remember you saying to me that once you got there, you lost all your passion for football. Remember you saying that to me?
Yeah, it was. I lost my way, didn't I? Yeah. The thing is, I got comfortable, and that mindset changed, and then all of a sudden I got injured. You know, and then I was out of the game, and I was struggling. And
stops you looking forward.
I lost that future, and I started having that uncertainty all of a sudden take over me. And I thought, can I get back there? Or, you know, I was thinking about the player that I was, and not the player that I was now. You know,
you're gonna be.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. And I started thinking, I want to be that player again at Tottenham, and I wasn't, because I'd been injured and I'd lost that sort of fitness. So I had to create a new me, and I really struggled with that, didn't I? And that uncertainty took over my life, and started fearing about, you know, where am I going to go with this, and what mindset am I going to have? And, you know, obviously all of a sudden I started working with you, and had to work on creating that mindset again, and to move forward, to, you know, step by step, to start looking, instead of looking at the past all the time, started to looking, you know, can I set some new goals and a new future to, you know, really
focusing on what you want again, obsessing with those repetitive thoughts of what you want. You just said a moment ago, what did you say, uncertainty?
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing that causes a lot of fear, is, you know, with what's going on at the moment in the world, you know, everyone is uncertain, we don't know what's going to happen. And when we're uncertain about things, it starts to release fear, and fear eats us up. Fear releases cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. You know, living in fear alone will cause more harm than good. I mean, 80% of illnesses in hospitals, they say, is due to stress. So if you keep focusing on what you don't want and living in this higher state of stress each day, you're going to create disease. I mean, it's proven that it regulates disease. So, you know, focusing on what you want is what successful people do. Thinking about what you're trying to come away from your problem. I'll give you an idea. Diets, yeah? People they focus on their weight. So this is why New Year's resolutions don't work. You know, like, I'm going to lose weight, it's the new year. So they all join a gym. David Lloyd's packed in January. And they all go there, and they go gym, don't get me wrong, and they do it with willpower, because they're focusing on losing weight, not being fat, and dieting, yeah? So they're not visualising a future them in the body they want, and they've got not going towards nothing, they're coming away from their problem, they keep focusing on losing this weight. So what happens is, yeah, they'll lose maybe 2 stone in 2 months, say even, but by June, they're fatter than they was in December, and by March, the gyms are empty again. Just the real visionaries, the guys that are... Now, when I was young, I remember seeing people in the gym doing all this, and I used to think, what are they doing looking at themselves? And that's vain and all that. But they're not. They're actually, with bodybuilders, your bicep has got to be the same size as your tricep. So they're always visualising the next part of growth. I mean, they say that they're sculptors, because that's what they're doing, they're sculpting their body, they're seeing it inside there, and they're focusing on what they want. And I think, yeah, hearing your story, Jamin, how far you've come, look how well you're doing now. I remember you saying, I want to be the biggest presenter on the telly and into sports, and you know, you brought it all to life, and you're back obsessing about what you want again.
Yeah, you know, when I first started talking with you, Rob, and first started seeing you, I was just trying to remember the sort of the little tools and the little triggers that you gave me to set that mindset again. You know, what were them, that positive mindset where I remember you started, again, it was the visualization and, you know, future, looking at the goals and setting them targets. But there was, I remember you sitting to me, a little tool you use, and I think it might be, you know, a good idea for people that obviously at home might be self-isolating right now. I remember you made me close my eyes and stand in different corners of the room.
Yeah.
Can you tell people about that one?
Yeah, that's right, I remember that. So sometimes our emotions overwhelm us. So when you're focusing on what you don't want all the time, you know, the human brain can only think how you feel. So if you feel sad, you can only make sad thoughts. There's never been a human being in 2 million years while experiencing emotion of sadness who can make happy thoughts. If you feel anxiety, your brain checks in with the body and it makes corresponding thoughts. You know, something bad's happening to me, boyfriend's cheating on me, you know, I'm gonna lose all my money, I've got a brain tumour because you've got headaches, that sort of thing. But if you feel confident, your brain goes, yeah, your brain checks in and makes corresponding thoughts. Yeah, I can do this, I'm the best, I'm number one. So it's more about reprogramming, it's about programming your unconscious mind, which is your emotion first, then your thoughts will follow. But we're taught to think about things, but you can't make a good thought if you feel bad, it's impossible. So what we've done is, because we get caught up, when we think about our problems, we get this depression, this anxiety comes over us, you know, this overwhelming, horrible feeling. So you want to take that black cape off. So what I was doing is, this is fantastic to practice at home. Have 3 positions, yeah? So what we do is, you've got who you are at the moment, and we take a step back, and an actual physical step with your feet. You take a step backwards, and you remember to when you felt confident before, when you felt some of the best moments in your life, say, when you felt like you was number one. You know, you could have passed an exam, your driving test, you know, whatever it may be, you know, you won a football match, whatever. And think about that good time and relate to that emotion. See what you're seeing, hear what you're hearing, and feel what you're feeling with your eyes closed. Then what you do is you take a step out of that. Then you take a step into the future, say 2 steps forward, and you turn around and you imagine that you can see the old you happy there and confident. And you can ask questions to him, like, you know, or you can look at where did I lose that? Or
look at their persona,
yeah, the way they're standing, yeah. So how good does he look? What information would I tell him back then now not to lose that? What should he do more of? And it's always going to be focus on what you want, go towards your goals. Your brain's going to come out of all this stuff because you've dissociated from who you are today. You're looking at who you was, the good you in the past, and now you're in the future taking this learning. So you're dissociated from completely any emotion of who you are today. And then you can sort of step back into that person, take another step forward into the here and now, and think, how would I be feeling in the here and now with that emotion? So you imagine yourself, what would life be like today if I felt like that? What would I be doing? And your brain's going to check in and start going, well, I won't be doing this, I won't be doing that. What I would be doing is, if we start focusing on what you want to happen, I'd be, you know, going for a run, I'd be making sure that I'll keep my family happy, or you know, I'm doing this for myself, whatever it is.
Setting up a business.
Setting up a business, yeah, a goal, and then you can take a step into the future. Imagine that you've already got these goals. So that's the last step. Take a step into the future. Then you keep your eyes closed, see what you're seeing, hear what you're hearing, feel what you're feeling, and imagine that you're in the future with that business. The business is thriving, and once you associate to that feeling, you can turn around and look at yourself in today, and then say to yourself, what information would you give him in the moment today from me in the future? In the future you would go, what you've got to do is keep looking forward, stay focused on your dream, or whatever's going to come up is going to be right for you, because your unconscious mind's a genius. So it will give you the right information that's what's right for you, and that's a good technique. So if you can take some bullet points from that, you're welcome to email in and anything anyway. We could do some more on this if you'd like to, me and Jamie, and do some. We could do some proper. Someone's welcome to come in and we'll film you running through the process if you like. So yeah, get in touch with us.
I think the most important thing for this out for me was to make it relatable to someone, say like a footballer or a manager. It was something I always work on now as a manager. First thing I do when I walk into a dressing room before I take a team talk is I go into my own room and I have 10 seconds, 20 seconds, just what it is to visualise how I want to come across and how I want to be perceived when I walk into that change room. So sometimes I walk in, we're losing, we're not playing well, we're 2-0 down, I come in, I want to rip someone's head off. But I go into that room and I think, how am I going to come across? What sort of emotion am I going to give off to the players that's going to create a good atmosphere? So I'll go into that room and I'll come in with a positive mindset, because at that moment in time is what everyone needs. After the game you get beat 3-0 and it hasn't gone well, then you can rip someone's head off. But at that certain moment it's about controlling your mind and feeding it the right thing to go into that
What
room.
you want the team to do instead of what you keep telling what you don't want them to do.
Exactly.
You know?
And that helped me massively, because there was a few times when I was a new manager coming in, and I'm coming in with the wrong mindset and that negative thought, and the players feel that and they feed off it, and they go out there and give you a negative performance. So for me, working as a manager now and working with Rob, it's the body language. Instead of walking in like that, walking in with your chest up and your posture, and you're walking in and say, right, let's go again. Let's be positive, and let's go and let's concentrate on what we want.
That has just given me another idea of a little technique you can practice. Think of someone you admire. It could be your dad, it could be an actor, it could be, Robert De Niro playing a character in Goodfellas. But, if you look at these people when they're in a confident state, you can close your eyes and imagine how they're standing. Imagine that you're in there, how would they be standing? Not how you stand, how would they be standing right now? So, their probably chest would be up, De Niro sort of slow movement, and you'll start to feel your way of thinking will change, because your thoughts change your neurology, and your neurology changes the way you think. So it works both ways. If you pop your shoulders up and start to stand in confident positions, it won't take too many seconds before your brain's go, it starts to relate to how you're feeling, because you can only think how you feel. So on that note, we'll look forward to speaking to you in a couple of days at the next episode. See you soon.